Hey, I saw that they're rebuilding that
They are.
smartly.
All right.
It looks with the dirt works smartly.
48 years.
Yeah. Punched away deep.
6 PM, January 8th, 2026. I'm calling this meeting of the Trophy Club Planning and Zoning Commission to order at exactly 6 PM. We do have a quorum present tonight. Public comments. Is anyone signed up to speak, Jackie?
No, sir.
I'm going to skip this section, then not read it, all right?
Okay.
So it doesn't apply to anyone here. So you mean no one showed up to really want to pay taxes on their alcohol?
No one, no,
Okay,
sir.
good. Okay, we're going to go to item number 1 on the agenda. Conduct a public hearing and consider a recommendation to the town council regarding a proposed ordinance repealing section C, permit required and annual permit fee established of section 1402.252, sale of alcoholic beverages of Division 5 supplementary district regulations of Article 1402, zoning ordinance of Chapter 14, zoning of the Code of Ordinance by repealing provisions related to local alcohol permits and fees in order to comply with state law. It is 6:01, and we're opening the public hearing.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. This is housekeeping, just to stay in compliance with Texas state law. So earlier this year, or last year technically, Texas state adopted Senate Bill 1008. In a nutshell, it basically limited municipalities to double fee food establishments. So I'll give you an example. Most all of our either restaurants or, bars or whatever, they have an annual Trophy Club alcohol permit fee, but then they're also paying a fee to TABC as well. So state, they looked at that and said, let's try to reduce the cost for food establishments across Texas. So this was one of the items they cut. So for us, we're just basically repealing that entire section 14.02.252 in its entirety. It went into effect September 1, 2025, and so basically our permitting department, we just didn't issue any more permits and fees for that. So that kept us out of trouble for that and then we were going to have this adopt the ordinance at the next council meeting. Notice for public hearing was distributed as required by our zoning ordinance and state law. Staff didn't receive any letters in support or opposition. Attorney has reviewed the ordinance as to form and legality, and staff does recommend approval.
From a revenue standpoint, we lost $4,200 a year, basically.
Yeah, give or take. So,
Hutchins will make up for that.
yep, they will.
By themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else to speak on this issue? No one signed up?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Close the public hearing at 6:03 PM. Okay, any discussion, questions for the staff up here? Basically a mandate scenario from the state. Okay, great. All right, do I have a motion to approve this item?
Make a motion.
Second.
Give it motion 1 and 2. Do we need to read the motion?
No, sir. You can just say the proposed ordinance is approved as presented.
Okay. That'll be
Make a motion to approve the proposed ordinance as amended.
correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any other questions, discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Okay, going on to item number 2. Okay, agenda item number 2 is case PP-26-001, the Trails preliminary plat. Discuss and consider recommendation of the town council regarding a preliminary plat request for an 18-lot, single-family residential subdivision known as the Trails, consisting of approximately 7.603 acres of property generally located north of McQuarrie Street and Milson's Point Drive, situated in the Thomas J. Allen Survey, abstract number 7, and J.S. Kenley Survey, abstract number 1641, Town of Trophy Club, Denton County, Texas, Family District, and to rezone recently annexed property classified as R15 Single Family District to permit development of the trails at 18-lot Single Family Residential Subdivision of approximately 7.603 acres, generally located north of McQuarrie Street and Milson's Point within the Town of Trophy Club, Denton County, Texas. Staff report.
All right, good evening, Commissioners, again. It's a very standard preliminary plat. I will get to the condition here in just a minute. We did receive an application from Foxwood LLC, the property owner and applicant. Preliminary plat includes a Lot 1X, which is to be owned and maintained by the Homeowners Association. The Lot 11X, which will accommodate a private lift station and also owned and maintained by the HOA, and then a Lot 21X, which will be owned and maintained by the Town of Trophy Club to preserve the town's existing linear trail system. During the approval of the amendment to PD 27, the total area included property owned by the applicant and a third-party property owner. The two property owners had intended for the land that includes the linear trail to be deeded to the town and the access easement to be deeded to the third-party property owner. Currently, the two property owners have not reached an agreement for the conditions outlined in the approved PD 27. We're not in a public hearing, so correct?
Correct.
So if y'all want to stop and ask questions, then, just
Yeah,
feel
we'll get
feel
to
free.
discussion in a minute.
Okay.
Questions.
Foxwood desires to move forward with the preliminary plat on his property with Lot 21X still being conveyed to the town to preserve the linear trail. Moving the access easement will need to be discussed at the time that the other owner desires to plat. Staff and the town attorney do recommend moving forward with the preliminary plat, but include the condition that a zoning amendment to PD 27 to amend the concept plan, which y'all have in front of you as well, just as a reminder, the concept plan and details of the development standards to incorporate the change in ownership and access easement location be completed prior to Foxwood submitting an application for the final plat of the trails. All public improvements will be required to meet town standards and will be further reviewed during the final plat and civil construction plan review. Staff has reviewed the preliminary plat application and finds the submittal in general conformance with the Town of Trophy Club subdivision regulations, our zoning ordinance, our engineering design standards, and does meet the requirements of the preliminary plat checklist. Any technical comments or conditions identified through staff and consultant review will be addressed prior to or at the time of final plat approval. Our town attorney, Dean, has reviewed the preliminary plat as to form and legality, and staff does recommending approval to town council with the condition of the discussed zoning amendment being addressed prior to final plat.
Okay, any questions? Discussion now? Terry?
Couple items. Where the road intersects with the walking trails, are there going to be curb cuts?
Say it again.
Are there going to be curb cuts on the road where it meets with the current linear walking trail that goes through there, so that somebody's not having to step up over the
Oh,
curb?
it would meet the ADA standards on the, like a
Right.
ramp, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other question, just curiosity, if the two owners can't come to an agreement on the conveyance of the property rights, et cetera, could that trail be moved into a controlled area where that other party is not involved?
Okay, so that's what we have done now. So if you look at the preliminary plat, if you go to your development standards. So this is what y'all approved a month and a half ago. And you'll see where initially what would be very best is to have that, trail on the south side. It's all, owned by the town. And there's no crossover point. When this came about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, it basically came to the point where, okay, this is gonna be to a complete standstill, or what's the other alternative? So that's where, and there was a lot of juggling between Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, of trying to get this. That's why what you see now is that preliminary plat, which will go to council, which is separate than the one that was in your packet. So if you can see where my cursor, what we've done is we've put the existing trail back exactly where it sits.
Hey, Matt, is it possible to turn the screen on in front of you?
We tried, and
It is.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just not. So,
You know, that $4,200.
I was gonna say, we lost that revenue, can't fix it now.
but basically, looking at the sheet that you've got in front of you with the preliminary plat, you can see, and it is faded, but you can see where that's the existing trail and how it runs up into, that which we're gonna call Lot 21X.
Right.
Bottom line is, the applicant cannot plat something that they don't own. So, a month and a half ago, what was thought was they're gonna be deeding the other third party, they're gonna be deeding, and this would, be different. So, but moving forward, and the ability for them to be able to move forward, we need to show exactly what's the current conditions are now.
So when you submit this plat to council, there's gonna be a condition?
The condition will be is, so this concept plan that y'all recommended approval and went to council a month and a half ago was approved by council. This picture is not accurate anymore. So you got two options, and the attorney and I, we discussed it. Could either put a halt on the preliminary plat, go to council, amend that zoning, the PD 27, then bring the preliminary plat, or since they pretty much had most of it ready to go, we could put a condition on this preliminary plat that the zoning be amended again prior to their final plat. So anticipating.
You get two more shots at it.
Correct,
basically.
yeah. And so, but what the condition basically helps us, as y'all know, plats are ministerial, right? If they bring in a plat to us, a final plat, and it meets all the conditions, we have to accept it. This condition will now keep that. We don't have to accept it until the zoning is amended and correct.
But as presented right now, it does allow everything to keep moving forward.
Yes, sir, it does.
Does not require a stop or anything else.
That's correct.
Okay.
And we anticipate probably March, April, final plat? Probably, something like that. So,
Right now, the delay is essentially kind of pending legal administrative action, is that correct?
there's really not a delay at this point. What they'll need to do is apply for another zoning amendment, and that will just be amending what y'all saw a month and a half ago, just changing a few of those things, because there's also verbiage in there that talks about the other party, the third party, and that's gotta go away.
No longer applies?
So,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. No further questions.
Anybody else? Questions, comments? Okay, is there a motion to approve case PP 26001, the Trails preliminary plat as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Any other comments or discussion at this point? Call the point. All in favor? Opposed? None. Okay, motion carries. Agenda item number 3, consider approval of the November 13th, 2025 P and Z meeting minutes. Anybody have any corrections or additions to them? I'm sure y'all read them carefully.
Word for word.
Good, I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve as stated.
Second?
Got a second? Any other discussion or comments? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And I'm told we no longer need a motion to adjourn. I just say it's 6:15 PM and the meeting is adjourned.
We just jump and run?
Right, that's it.
Out of here.
What about the gavel?
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Adjourned.
Don't waste a good gavel.